Okay, in this video I'm going to be explaining how we go about putting a grid on here on our photo that we're working from, as well as on our canvas panel. So what you want to do is you want to start out by doing something simple. You make a grid of 1-inch squares on your picture. If you have a very small picture, you might have to go smaller and do maybe like some 1/2-inch squares. But it's preferable if you have a big picture. That way you have a good image to work from. So 1-inch squares on your grid. Okay. Be sure to measure along the top, and then again on the bottom, connect your dots and do the same thing going the other way. Next thing, how to make your image bigger on your canvas panel. What you're going to do is you're going to line up your image on there, and the easiest way I know how to do it is to get your picture and figure out how many times it'll fit on there. So there's 1 and about half. Okay, so what I would do is I would have to make my image 1.5 times bigger on here. So if I have 1-inch squares on my picture, I would do 1.5-inch squares on my canvas panel. Let's say you have a really small picture like this one. Okay, this is just something I pulled out. But let's say you have a picture that's this size. Okay, it would fit on there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So that means that if I had 1-inch squares on here, I would have 5-inch squares on this. Right? So it would be a whole lot bigger. Actually, that wouldn't be the case because it would probably be turned this way, since this is landscape and this would be landscape. So let's try that again. It'd be 1, 2, 3, like about 3.5. So if I had 1-inch squares on here, it'd be 3.5 on here. Okay. Obviously, you're not going to have 1-inch squares on a little picture like this because it's too small. You would want to have maybe some 1/2-inch squares. So main thing is try and get a big picture. That way it makes life easier for you, and you don't have to be worrying about those conversions as much as trying to figure out, how much bigger you make it, or worrying about trying to work with some really small squares on your image. All right.